a major economic aid bill aimed at providing more than $1 trillion in local aid, bonus pay to frontline workers, and a bailout of the U.S. Postal Service. House Majority Leader from Maryland, Steny Hoyer, telling reporters once the legislation is ready for discussion, the members will return to Washington, D.C. to vote on it. Some who've hoped to use their credit cards to stay afloat during the coronavirus pandemic have found themselves out of luck. USA Radio Network's Chris Barnes explains.
A new study by LendingTree finds that 1 in 4 credit card holders in America have either had their credit limits cut or their accounts closed during the past 30 days. The study says lenders made the decision a month ago so as to protect against losses in case cardholders couldn't manage their payments, as the unemployment rate has skyrocketed. More than 30 million Americans have filed unemployment claims.
USA Radio News.
Working from home? I'm Chad Dodd, veterinarian and consultant to Limp Bills. Here are some tips for keeping your dog fit while staying at home. Find 15 minutes twice a day and walk your pet at a decent pace around your place. Play hide and seek by hiding some kibble or favorite toys and letting your dog find them. If you have stairs and your dog is mobile, walk up and down twice a day for 5 to 10 minutes. Or better yet, try a power walk on your terrace or backyard for some fresh air. There are more helpful pet care tips at youmove.com, spelled youmove.com.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo says China could have prevented the deaths of hundreds of thousands of people and saved the global economy from near collapse. USA Radio Network's John Clemens explains.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo used the occasion to mark the 128 days since China became aware of the coronavirus.
China could have prevented the deaths of hundreds of thousands of people worldwide. China could have spared the world descent into global economic malaise. They had a choice, but instead China covered up the outbreak in Wuhan. Its National Health Commission ordered virus samples destroyed on January 3rd. China disappeared brave Chinese citizens who raised alarms. It deployed its propaganda organs to denounce those who politely called for simple transparency. And that brings us to today.
Mr. Pompeo also said China continues to cover up what happened in Wuhan and is still refusing to share information the world needs to keep people safe. I'm John Clemens.
A week after hundreds of residents stormed the Michigan Capitol in a bid to reopen the economy, House and Senate lawmakers in the state are suing Governor Gretchen Whitmer after being left with no choice. The lawmakers deciding to pursue legal action against Whitmer for extending the state emergency over the coronavirus pandemic. Both lawmakers saying her decision was unconstitutional. For more news, find us online at usaradio.com. For USA Radio News, I'm Tim Berg.
The following is an America Matters media production. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the station or its advertisers, although we think they should. But that's the opinion of America Matters Media.
And welcome to this week's episode of City Talk with About Town Deb. I'm your host, Debbie McCarthy, and we are a production of America Matters Media, the home of quality conversation. You can find us on the web at americamatters.us. That's americamatters.us, and on Facebook at facebook.com/AboutTownDeb. We are also on America Matters Media, their YouTube channel, and we're global toll-free at 844-790-TALK. That's 844-790-8255. And we'd love you to chime in on Facebook on the watch parties and make comments. And if you want to get directly to me quicker, because when I'm doing this, I'm not watching the comments. I apologize. But Jazzy Georgia, my assistant, she's social distancing at home, and she's keeping an eye out. So my cell phone is 775-741-2596. And you're welcome to text me. That might be quicker if you want to get to me right away. So, wow, got all that done. So now on to the show. So normally in the very beginning, I'd say a little bit about how my week went and what I've been doing, and then I go into the guests. So I gotta stop saying so. I gotta knock that out of there. Glory Cloud Coffee Roasters. I want to give a big shout out to them. And the Junior League of Reno, they decided to do a surprise to community members that are giving back and making a difference. And this was on my doorstep. I got 2 of these. So I want to do a shout out and say thank you. It's local supporting local. And, you know, there's so many community members that are like making a difference and volunteering and donating and doing social media to support everybody. And it was their way just to do a little thank you. So I just want to give them a shout out. And anyway, thank you to them. I've been focusing a lot on making a difference from home because I am trying to stay home for Nevada. And I know, you know, it's crazy. It's hard to do that. I have my mask over the table, or maybe the mask. I have the mask over here. But I feel like we all need to take a time to remember each other, to reach out, to do a phone call. Lots of Zooms, you can Skype, and make sure you check on your neighbors. It's so important. So my goal this last week, as usual, is trying to reach out and do phone calls to people I haven't talked to. So try to do that. And music is a big part of making you happy and relaxing. And today's show, a little bit about music and a little bit about how you can stay connected with Zoom. And we have amazing in Reno and beyond. Everybody has amazing organizations and businesses that help bring people together that way. So with that said, I'm gonna, you know what, I can't even see I don't have my even computer up yet. I just want to get right into this. So Sarah Tony, I'm going to go with Sarah first. I've known Sarah for many, many years. She is the development director at the Notables Music Therapy Services in Reno.
Yeah.
Sarah.
Hi.
Hi. I don't know whether you guys saw the photos that we placed on Facebook, but Sarah and my dad, Papa Tony, who's up watching down, had a very special connection. And anytime I could support Sarah and we could be together, it makes me happy. So we're going to be talking to Sarah. So hello, Sarah.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Well, you're welcome. And then in the same realm, we have, is it Deb or Deborah? I don't want to, because I'm a Deb and a Deborah.
It's a Deb.
It's a Deb. I'm a Deb. Can you pronounce your last name for me? I do not want to get it wrong.
Sure, it's Mayala.
Mayala. So Deb is with the Northern Nevada Center for Independent Living. She's the Rural Services Coordinator, and she's going to be sharing about the many different programs they offer. And Sarah's going to be sharing a lot about the Notables and their programs and how they can take. Anyway, I'm going to let her talk about that. So your big surprise, well, there's surprises too, but this is really cool. I was on a live-a-thon to feed the hospital workers with Kay and Shai, the amazing gals of Squeeze In, and they asked me to be on it. Well, I was on it. Incredibly, I got to meet the Robe Warriors, and they're on the show today, and they're here. It's a father and son acoustic, they say tunesmith, Tom and his adorable sidekick, Maceo, say it again. Did I get it right? Maceo. And they're all the way from Rochester, New York. And if you go on Facebook to the Robe Warriors, you will just melt. Your heart's going to melt. So we're going to actually, like I say, we're going to just start with them because I have a feeling the Robe Warriors, we want to make sure we don't tucker them out because we have a little one who might get tired.
Yeah, bedtime story.
Yeah. So we have like 2 minutes before we go to break, but we're going to start with you and then we come back. I'd love you guys to sing a song and then we'll continue on. So tell me, oh gosh, it's getting quick. Tell me how you got started.
We just formed about 6 weeks ago, and it was more of a happenstance than anything because we've been spending a lot of time here at home. We've been staying, like you were talking about, Deb.
Yeah.
And we had to find some activities to fill our time with, and music's always been our great love, right? We've been singing together forever, and we were like this in our pajamas one afternoon, and we started talking about what kind of songs we can do. And that's right around the time that we're still on a little bit of a Scooby-Doo kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we sat down and we arranged the Scooby-Doo theme song together. And it was a way for us to kind of trade verses back and forth and talk about lyrics and stuff. And we wound up posting it online, right? Oh, just one second. And we just got a lot of attention from it. A lot of people responded and said, how much it kind of was a pleasant distraction for them. And we realized that something as simple as a distraction for us was needed by a lot of people.
Okay.
So we dug down deep into the song category, and we've just been cranking out tunes ever since then.
Okay,
Right?
well, we're going to take our first break, and it's about that time. We're going to wind down and remind you guys we are available on the podcast format with Apple, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, all those ones. We're going to come right back for City Talk, and we're going to be hearing some music and hearing more about the Road Warriors. So hang tight. It's About Town Deb.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover guitar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
As humans, we ask ourselves all kinds of questions. But what if we were forced to ask ourselves a question every day that affected the outcome of the most basic things, the most important things in our lives? The question is, what is your sexual orientation or gender identity? And the answer is the difference between keeping your job or getting fired. The answer is the difference between staying in your home or getting evicted. The answer is the difference between receiving medical treatment or not. Because in 31 states, it's legal to discriminate against people based on their answer to this question. LGBT Americans have the right to say I do, but they don't have the same basic rights as everyone else. Get the facts at beyondido.org. Brought to you by the Gill Foundation and the Ad Council.
This is America Matters Media on AM 1180 KCKQ, a Lotus broadcast station, the power of radio since 1967.
Want to expand your advertising dollar? Sponsor this or any America Matters program by calling 775-827-8900, extension 2. Now back to the show.
Welcome back to the second segment of City Talk, and I am About Town Deb, aka Debbie McCarthy. Oh my gosh, I am so excited because I finally got my video up and I could see these adorable faces. So I want to head right back into the Road Warriors, and I want to see if our little sidekick here can tell me what is what's your favorite song that you want to sing?
The ones we're gonna do.
That's your favorite? And also, how fun is it singing with your daddy all the time?
Really fun.
Really fun. So, yeah, I'm waving. I don't know if you can see me, but I'm waving. So, awesome. I'm glad. My other question is, how does it feel to be famous? Because everybody's watching you and think they just adore you.
How's it feel?
Really good.
Well, it feels good knowing that it makes people happy, right? What we're doing makes people happy. So that's the good feeling that we get.
Well, you know what I love, right before you guys start, you are always so adorable and kind, and you always ask people how they are and what they're doing, and you thank them. You know, you're doing good stuff there.
Oh, thank you.
Uh,
Thank you so much.
okay. Well, before you tell us what song, I want you to tell us where you guys are at. What city, what state?
Where are we?
Oh, we're Rochester, New York.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long ways from Reno, Nevada. It's
Sure
pretty.
it is. We were just reading a book about the American states, and they all threw a party one day and decided they wanted to go to different places on the map. And Nevada fell in love with Mississippi, and that was they had a hard time separating. After you should check the book out, it's called The Jumbled States of America, I think.
Oh, that's cute.
I love that. So, what song would you like to sing for us?
What are we gonna do first?
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo. Well, let's get Scooby-Dooing, and why don't you sing a song, and then afterwards we'll chat a little bit more, because I know it's getting close to your bedtime.
We're getting there, but we got a few tunes left in us, right,
Okay.
Mace? All right, here we go. Our version of Scooby-Doo. All right.
Maybe I can do it.
What's that? We'll do this the way we practice it, okay? We gotta go. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We got some work to do now. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? Need some help from you now.
Scooby, Scooby-Doo, I see you. You got a sliver, but you're not fooling me, 'cause I can see the way you say it, silver.
You know you got a mystery to solve, and Scooby-Doo, get ready for your act. Don't hold back. It's Scooby-Doo, when you come through, you're gonna have yourself a Scooby snack. That's a fact. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, here are you. You're ready and you're willing. If we can count on you, Scooby-Doo, I know we'll catch that feeling. Zoinks, Scoob.
Oh my goodness, you guys! I'm like dancing over here. That is adorable. So was that the first song you sang? Did you say together?
It was the first time we sat down and said, let's just arrange a song differently and find parts for us. So Maceo took to that second verse right away, and we said, all right, that's your part, and then I'll work out the first part. And then we figured once you get into that kind of chorus part, you had to do it together. And the Road Warriors were born. Yeah.
I love it. And so, how long do you practice every day?
Well,
Sure.
that's like 6 or 7 minutes.
Oh,
Daddy has to practice a little bit more, but Maceo, about 6 or 7 minutes a day. But we do believe in the idea of practice, though, right? It's the only way to get better at things.
Yes.
So we put some time aside.
and I have a question for your daddy. When you're not wearing your robe and singing, what are you doing?
I'm a photographer by trade.
Oh, I love that. I love taking photos.
Yeah. So that's been my gig the last 15 years or so. And I work primarily in weddings and events, but I shoot a lot of concerts as well. Basically everything that's not happening anymore.
I was just going to say that.
Where I work.
Oh, well,
So it's kind of an interesting time to reevaluate and find new ways to communicate with people. And that's kind of it's been a very necessary creative outlet for me as well, this band. So been pouring myself into branding a band and doing that sort of fun stuff because we're not leaving the house and I can't get in front of anybody anymore and take photos. So
well, we are grateful that you are here with us. If you can do one more quick song, and then we're going to head to our other guest. I wish we had more time, but I will have you back on again. So I would love it, and I would love to just promote you guys. I love you guys. So what's another quick song, and then we'll go on to Sarah and Deb.
Macio's pick. Gotta hurry up. All right, 8 days a week. All right, we're gonna do 8 days a week by the Beatles.
Wow, cool.
Ooh, I need your love, babe. Yes, you know it's true. Hope you need my love, babe. It's what I do. Hold me. Love me. Hold me. Love me. I ain't got nothing but love, babe. 8 days a week. Love you every day, girl. Always on my mind. One thing I can say, girl. Love you all the time. Oh, hold me, love me, hold me, love me. I ain't got nothing but love, babe. 8 days a week. 8 days a week. I love you. 8 days a week is not enough to show I care. Ooh, I need your love, babe. Yes, you know it's true. Hope you need my love, babe. It's like I need you. Oh, hold me, love me, hold me, love me. I ain't got nothing but love, babe. 8 days a week. 8 days a week. 8 days a week.
Big claps to you guys. Oh my gosh. That is amazing. I'm going to follow you forever. I'm going to be your biggest fan. You know that, right?
I hope you do, and we'll follow you right back. So
No,
thank you so much for finding the time to get us on. It's nice to meet everybody.
Well, you guys are welcome to hang out if you want. You can hang out with us. You can chime in, and if we have time, you could sing another song. It doesn't mean you need to go anywhere, or you can go and come back. All I know is I'm grateful that Kay and Shai had you on their show, because if they had not, I wouldn't have met you guys, and I wouldn't have saw you perform. I wouldn't have followed you on Facebook and fell in love. So thank you for bringing us joy. And as I say, together we're all one heart, and that's what we are. And thank you for sharing yours with us.
That's what we do.
I know you do. You're amazing. So with that said, I'm going to switch over to Sarah and to Deb, and you guys are welcome to chat together, because you both do similar. You both are making a difference in the community with helping with. I'll just let you guys share about it, because I don't want to take up your time. So Sarah, I want you to tell me what is the Notables for people who have not heard of the Notables, and tell me what you do and what you're doing right now. I know you started a new session, just started one, so please share.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me on. Notable Music Therapy Services is, we're a local nonprofit that provides access to adaptive music and music therapy for people of all ages and abilities. So, and now that we're all home, we've transitioned all of our services to being online. So we're doing virtual music therapy and virtual adaptive music as well. So we're doing group classes, adaptive drumming lessons, adaptive bass and guitar, and all of that. So we serve a lot of people with disabilities, but also people with mental health disorders, neurological disorders, just anything and everything that's going on. And then we're launching a bunch of new workshops too for people who are, we all need a little extra support in our mental health right now. So we just started a workshop at home for music and wellness and supporting our health through music. So that in a nutshell is what we do.
Well, when you were able to be live with all your amazing students. I was honored a couple years back. You guys had Craig, is it Shakiro with Jefferson Starship?
Yeah.
That was so cool. So you guys offer so much goodness and excitement, and you guys have students who sing and play guitar, and they have so much talent. They just need a venue, and they need somebody to listen and help share what they do.
Yeah, and they need an opportunity. Sometimes we need different ways to participate in music and arts. We all have strengths and we all have weaknesses, and when the way that the world operates, we only allow people to participate in music in very specific ways.
Yeah.
So if you don't excel in that particular way, then you're often asked to not participate. We have parents whose kids have been asked to not be a part of music in school.
Oh, that's horrible. Well, you know what, Sarah? It's time for a break. We are going to be right back, and we'll continue chatting. And be sure to follow us on Facebook and like all of our pages. Give them a like. Be right back. About Town Deb.
Barbecue the Butcher's Kitchen would like to thank every customer for your loyalty and continued support through these challenging times. Call for takeout and delivery of rib tips, brisket, ahi tuna, roasted veggies, and much more. Barbecue's open from 11 to 7, Tuesday through Saturday, and delivers hot food safe and healthy. Call 499-5855 for details. 499-5855. Barbecue, as featured on diners, drive-ins, and dives. Call in and get real. Barbecue, Reno.
At A Proper Fit Footwear in the Reno Town Mall, we've been accomplishing happy feet for over 30 years.
We offer a various range of shoe styles and sizes for both men and women. From all-season shoes and orthotics to work boots and safety shoes, our professional and reliable staff possesses the knowledge to help you find the proper shoes to fit your needs. Hard to fit? Hard to find?
A Proper Fit Footwear is here to give our customers happy feet. We make people aware of potential foot problems as we're sizing their feet, suggesting the right arch support, and guiding them to the proper shoes for their needs.
Stop by A Proper Fit Footwear at 4001 South Virginia Street in the Reno Town Mall today, and allow the owner Mike Jones and our fabulous staff to find the perfect pair of shoes tailored to your specific needs.
A Proper Fit Footwear in the Reno Town Mall, the home of happy feet, where comfort and your feet meet.
Ready for a live game of Clue? For nearly 30 years, Funtime Theater has held private and monthly dinner murder mysteries. Each night is different, and each event includes dinner and a show. You're the detective, and your job is to figure out who did what to who and why. At the end of the night, a super sleuth and not so super sleuth are awarded prizes. This is a great event for a birthday or holiday party and team building events for your office. Visit funtimetheater.com to make your reservations and use promo code RADIO for $5 off each admission.
Hey, Dr. Phil here. I help people solve difficult and trying personal problems every day on my TV show, but there's one problem that's just got me stumped: childhood hunger. Nearly 16 million children in America struggle with it. That's 1 in 5 kids who may not know where their next meal is coming from, despite the fact that there's more than enough healthy, nutritious food out there to feed them all. Now, I don't know about you, but that is unacceptable to me. Luckily, the Feeding America network of good people is out there collecting surplus food and giving hope to hungry children and their families at local food banks all across the country. But let's face it, they can't do it without your help. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
This overload. Shannon Lawson here. Join us for the Nevada Radio Roundup, Fridays at 2 p.m. A good news variety show all about the local scene. The Nevada Roundup, Friday at 2.
Unable to listen to the whole show? A recording of today's program will be available later today. Visit americamatters.us and click on the podcast link. Now back to the show.
And we're back for the third segment of City Talk with About Town Deb. As I mentioned at the beginning of the show, we'd love to have you join the party. And since I'm About Town Deb, that means your town, my town, any town. Let's connect. So you can always call in for free from anywhere in the world at 844-790-TALK. And you could chime in on Facebook as well. So there's so much information I want to get to. So let's go back to Sarah. And I'd like you to tell me how you got started at the Notables and why it's so important to you.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever told you this story.
Well, that's why I'm asking.
So when I still had High Point Coffee and Cafe, and I was going to be transitioning out of that, and I knew I was going to sell High Point, I was telling one of my customers there, Sarah DePauli, I was like, you know what I really need is just a little part-time marketing job to help make this transition. And we sang together, and we knew each other pretty well. And so she was just like, where I work at Notable Music Therapy Services, we need a 15-hour-a-week person. So I was like, great. And so when I started, I was just doing marketing, and then over the course of the next year became the first full-time development director for Notables. And so then I had to figure out how to do development, but I started there as a marketing person. And by development, I mean fundraising.
Yes, and you do very well at that. So how can we help you with that? Because right now with the situation, we don't have events. I mean, so we need to do virtual events. Is there a way that we can help make a difference and help you guys thrive? How can we do that, and how do we find out more information?
Yes, thank you for the question. So our breakfast that we do every year, we can't do. And so we're we're gathering online, and we're gathering stories from people. And we're asking people to share their story about what music means to them on Instagram with the hashtag music equals. And if you do that, then it starts to populate a stream that's showing up on our page that would be with the same nmtsreno.org/music equals. And then everybody's stories will turn up there. And so far, it's pretty neat to see what people are sharing. It's really actually quite moving. And then we have some videos of some of our participants sharing what music equals in their life, and when you support Notables, what does that mean to them? Because when you give the gift of music, it's, music is awesome, but when it translates into somebody's life, it's so much more than just that. So one of the people who was sharing her story, Michelle, she has Parkinson's, and she says, her video, she's like, my brain is coming back to me. That's what music means to her. It's something so much bigger than, you're like, yeah, ukulele lessons. You're like, well, that's, nice, whatever. No, it's not ukulele lessons. It is her feeling like her life is now hers again. And so that's really, really important. And I think it's an important message for people to hear. It's also really inspiring. And we really do want to hear people's stories. So Debbie, if you want to do a little on your Instagram, what music equals in your life, I would love it if you put a hashtag on there, and then it would show up for people to see.
Me, any chance I could do something like that, I am all over it. You may need to remind me. That's the one problem. Otherwise maybe Jazzy Georgia can take a note down because she's listening. But no, music is so important. And now with all this that is going on, I have turned my TV off, and my goal is to keep it off as much as I can. And I know I need to be aware of what's going on, but I think with all that we're bombarded with news, I'm just like, I'm done with it. I want to hear positiveness. And so I turn on music, and I'm at my laptop working all day, and I'm trying to eat better and walk, but music is the constant. It's there, it never goes away, and there's so many types of music. So whether you're sad or happy or want to be quiet, you have your pick. So I thank you for helping to bring that gift of music to all your students. And you have students from a variety of ages, don't you?
Yeah. Right now, I think our youngest is, being virtual, I think our youngest is like 4, but people go all the way till the end of life, Yeah, but we've had a little one as young as 6 months getting music. Because music is can be used as a tool to help people meet developmental milestones when we're having trouble with that, you know. So music is really woven into how our brains work, how our bodies work, and when music therapists, you know, they're trained to do that, they know how to use music as a tool to create change. So that's why our mission statement is to create lasting change in the lives of people of all abilities through music, because it really can do that. It really can create lasting change.
Oh, I love that. So I don't want you to leave. I just want you to tell your website, and we're going to go over and we're going to visit with Deb. And then I want you to, then when we're done with Deb, we'll kind of continue back and forth and we can share ideas. So website.
nmtsreno.org.
Awesome.
So Notable Music Therapy Services Reno.org. Yeah.
Awesome. And your Facebook page is great. Your website's great. So you can find out, and you know, it's all there. It's whoever's doing it's doing a great job. So I'm going to switch over to Deb with the Northern Nevada Center for Independent Living, and I want to thank Jackie Shelton with Estepona Group, because she said, "Hey, I have an idea for your show," and it kind of all worked in perfect. So Deb, I'd like you to say a little bit about what you guys do in the community and how you are helping with your clients through Zoom.
Sure. I really want to preface this, though, to say to Sarah, I love what you do. I am an audience participant. We actually we are involved with the notables from the standpoint of Patty Rodriguez, our life skills coordinator. She is a very active part with so many of our clients and the notables. So that it's wonderful. I mean, music is so interwoven through every aspect of our lives. It becomes our memories. I mean, how many times do we sit there and say, remember when that song was playing? That's when I did this. Or that song was playing when we went to the lake and we were on the boat, you know. So it's such a huge part. So thank you so much. It's kind of a great equalizer to all of us.
It is.
Yeah.
So, that being said, and thank you again, one of our, I think one of the most important things that we do is we do life skills. There's so much, I'm going to come back to that, but we do everything from information and referral to life skills, to advocacy, to transportation assistance. We have an awesome vision program that is for individuals who are just now sight impaired. Maybe they're going to be sight impaired, so they want to get a head start on it. Maybe they've lived their lives that way. Maybe they're totally blind. Maybe they're just at the beginning stages of it. So our vision program covers all of that. The gentleman who runs it, Mark Tatter, has actually been a regional president for the National Federation for the Blind. He is just such a source of knowledge. And obviously, you know, he could be reached through Mark at nmcil.org, and I'll give that one again later. But the life skills that we do is a lot of social and recreation, which is what Patty does. And that is everything from story time to Pink Ladies. It's cooking classes. They do bingo, because we can't have our social and rec nights. So she has decided to pull in bingo, and they're doing bingo on Zoom. And our Pink Ladies is a group of ladies who they talk about their week. You know, they meet once a week. They talk about the week, the challenges, the successes, kind of just what's on their mind. It doesn't have a purpose other than to keep them connected with each other, because obviously during this time when we're all, stay home for Nevada, it's hard to connect. It's very, very difficult to connect, especially when people depend, as Sarah, they do with you. They depend on that person-to-person energy that they get. So they get a little bit of that over Zoom. So we do quite a bit of that. As the rural coordinator, I don't use Zoom as much as we had planned because the rural connections aren't there as far as the quality of the internet. So we drop a lot. But
that's
as
true.
far as, like Mark with his blind program, he has an adjusting to blindness workshop that he does. He does one-on-ones constantly. The man lives on Zoom. So, yeah, he truly, truly does. We do a lot of advocacy. We have just started one new program that we are reaching out to some of our partner agencies to pull them into the fray so that we can help individuals with disabilities. And it involves food. And everybody that I talk to is trying to do something. And I don't think that anybody, I was going to say in this Zoom room, is forgetting that we all need to keep in contact with each other.
So with that said, it's time for a break. We'll be right back with City Talk. It's About Town Deb.
Hi, this is Eddie Floyd. Let me tell you about my favorite non-profit public charity, Wainema Wild Horse Sanctuary, located on the Forsyth Ranch in Hallelujah Junction area. And please go to www.wainemaranch.com. That's WYNEMA ranch.com.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
I spend a lot of time in the garage, but even more time in the rain, sleet, and mud. In '95, I helped tow your moving trailer. In '05, I helped you get out of a ditch. Yeah, I know I'm a bit rusty, and sadly in '09, it was sparks from me, your handy chains, dragging behind your truck that accidentally started a wildfire.
Sparks from dragging chains can start a wildfire. Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
The Assistance League Thrift Shop at 1701 Vassar in Reno supports programs for children, seniors, veterans, and sexual assault victims. This nonprofit thrift shop sells clothing, housewares, small appliances, and furnishings, all donated by members of our community. Their all-volunteer membership is on hand from 10 to 4, Monday through Saturday. Check their website at www.renosparks.assistanceleague.org. Help your community by shopping, donating, or joining Assistance League.
This is America Matters Media on AM 1180 KCKQ, a Lotus broadcast station. The power of radio since 1967.
To join the conversation, call 844-790-TALK. That's 844-790-8255. Now back to the show.
And we're back for the fourth and final segment of this week's City Talk, and I'm About Town Deb, and we've had a great show so far. We have Sarah Tony with the Notables, and we have Deb. I'm just going to say Deb. Say your last name. I'm just bad at names. But
Okay, Mariella.
okay, that's a tough one for me to say.
It is tough. It is.
It is tough. Well, especially for me, I sometimes my words don't come out right. So she is with the Northern Nevada Center for Independent Living, and we had the Robe Warriors on from New York, and they were so cute, and they rocked it, and it was bedtime for the little sidekick, so he had to get going. But I'm going to turn it to Sarah because she has some really good questions. But before I do that, I really want to say thank you to both of you because sometimes the show gets going too quick. And you each have your own talents for what you guys are doing to help our community. But when you were talking about the independent living, I just realized there's so many adults out there of all different ages who need that little extra hand up. And right now, I can't even imagine what it would be like for them to be isolated. We think about everybody else, but we don't. There's so many pockets of families and of population that we tend to forget about. So, Jackie, if you're listening, thank you, Jackie. I thank you for having Deb on, and Deb, thank you and your whole team for what you guys do. So, I want to make sure I said that. So, Sarah, you said you had some questions for Deb, so I'm going to let you take it over for a little bit.
I did. Well, one of those questions is about the technology gap, and people with disabilities tend to have less access to technology, or if they do have somebody's like hand-me-down iPad, then getting on Zoom might be really hard. Or I'm just wondering about your guys' experience in supporting people with disabilities and the technology gap, and has that been a big problem, or
I will tell you that this is one of those things that for the most part, Mark is doing one-on-one right now. Mm-hmm. But what we have done in the past and what we will continue to do, and we're just striving to get better at that with Zoom, is we have what we call an iOS program, but it's a vision program that we have in Sparks, and we have had the program running in Carson City, in Fallon, oh my gosh, but Gardnerville. So we have the program running there. We've tried it in Fernley. And what it is, it's for people that are new to technology because there is a fear of using technology. So we have the cell phones for them. They are the iPhones. So they can have an iPhone. Mark will teach them how to use it. We do provide for a limited period of time, the ability to use the iPhone, but the problem that you run into is when people are on a limited budget, it's the sustainability of the program. Of the actual Straight Talk or whatever it is that you're using. So we are working towards that. We got a little pot of money. So we are looking to expand that program and to continue to move forward. We do have laptops that people can use. So we're very there with the technology and with the assistive technology. People just need to give us a call, let us know what they need, talk to Mark, he'll help them work it out, and we'll figure out what we can or cannot do. The beauty of NNCIL is we do not hesitate to share our resources. We don't hold our clients close. Yeah. We will give them every single option, every single referral that we know. And if we don't know it, we're darn well going to find it. So that's what we do.
Okay. So we've had some folks that have had trouble getting on Zoom. And so we've had to get some iPads and just, bring them stuff. But we can also call you and say, hey, NNCIL will help you get set up for your Notables class.
Absolutely.
Yay! That's so
absolutely
great. And then I also wanted to offer a resource to you that we're doing. I don't know if you know this, but Notables has started to do free music sessions Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock and at 4:30. The 10 o'clock one is for mental health and just mindfulness practices that would be accessible for everybody. And then the 4:30 is for kids. And we've gotten some feedback, and it's just on YouTube. And we've gotten some feedback that people in the rurals are really loving it.
Oh, I would love that.
Our music therapists are on there Monday through Friday. It's going to keep going. And so please share that.
I will. And you've got that on your calendar, on your website? Or is it just on YouTube?
Maybe we should. It's just on, I think we have it on Facebook events. And then if you find our YouTube channel, YouTube/Notables Reno, NOTEABLES Reno.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what I'll do is we'll also put that on our website and Facebook for you.
Great.
If it's not there, Jackie she's the bomb. So
she is.
Yeah, it's probably there.
It probably is, but I wanted to let you know if you're talking to people in there.
I will.
Yeah.
I know that there's quite a few people that, I mean, quite honestly, that they would be interested in it.
Yeah.
At least you check it out and see what it's like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
Awesome.
See, this is what I like about this show and about our community. I love to have a platform where people could come on and chat and connect. I love it. I feel like every show there's a connection that makes, and that connection makes a difference. And I don't want to forget this little segue. I want to thank my Glory Cloud Coffee in the Junior League of Reno for the surprise gift. But when I met Sarah, it was over a cup of coffee. When she had her original high point, I was at the time working out. I haven't worked out forever, but I was in the best shape of my life at that point. And I was taking care of my dad, and he loves coffee. So we would go in, and that's how we met Sarah. It started with a cup of coffee. And I don't usually have coffee on my show, and I have coffee today. So I feel like it was all meant to be how we all have connected.
Hey, Debbie, did you see this right here, by the way?
What?
On my wall right behind me. This is my one thing I kept from High Point.
Oh.
This used to hang on the wall. It was the first thing I bought for High Point, and it was the last thing I kept.
Oh, I love it. And also when you were, you had, at the High Point, we had pictures of my dad that they had taken, and it was up on the wall that there was a part on the wall that had to have a spot that needed to be covered. So we put both pictures up there, and then it moved to another spot. It was called Papa's Corner. And how cool is that Sarah and her staff literally, not just to my dad, to any client, any customer that came in, we were family. Everybody was family. So you provided that. So thank you for that. And I just love how you both are connecting and helping each other. And this is what makes my heart. That's why we are together, one heart. I'm just going to switch gears for a moment, then I'll come back to you guys. I don't want to forget. It's Mother's Day this weekend. So everybody listening, it is Mother's Day. So please remember your moms. And you know what? It's not just so happy Mother's Day, Grandma B, if you're listening. It's not, I think a mom could be a neighbor, a best friend, an aunt. There's all sorts of moms. So for everybody out there in my life who's been an example, like Aunt Jen, and I have tons of aunts and that have been there. So thank you to all of them. And anyway, so I just want to make sure we take the time to remember, and if our moms are looking down, look up and say a prayer and say thank you. And because it's Mother's Day, there's lots of local restaurants that are doing takeout and delivery. Please support them. It would be a great way that we can say Happy Mother's Day to our mom and help a local business. And Wild River Grill is having free Mother's Day mimosas for first responders. Now, how cool is that? I love that all these cool things are happening. And since it is only a few days away, I'm sure that it's on their, you can go to the website, wildrivergrill.com, Mother's Day, and you could pick up to go between 10 and 2 p.m. Sunday, May 10th. Nurses, caregivers, they've done so much for us. We want to help them back. So definitely, if you know a first responder or a nurse or a doctor, please, please, please tell them they get free mimosas. And like I say, Happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. And to all the women in my life that are mothers and are adopted moms, whatever, please, I love you all, and stand tall. And without you, we all wouldn't be here, and all the dads as well. There's lots of dads who are moms too. So thank you to them for taking up that as well. So we have about a minute 43. One more quick thing, and then I want you guys to give your contact information. I'm going to give a little sneak peek. You've watched me do Together We Are One Heart. I have some bracelets that you will be seeing around town, and it's my way to give back. And if we can all join together, and we're going to be sharing them with healthcare workers, grocery store workers, UPS workers, anybody, volunteers, caregivers. We want them to look at their wrist and know we are together, and if they need us, that they're loved. So that's a campaign that's going to be launching on Monday. So I'm just giving a little shout out. And Design on Edge, Courtney, thank you for jumping in, and Eric, he's helping with the marketing as well. So we have 1 minute. Give your websites, and then we'll be good to go.
Okay. Sarah Tony is my name, and I work for Notable Music Therapy Services, and it's a hard name. It's NOTE-ABLE Music Therapy Services, and our website is nmtsreno.org.
Okay, and Deb, talk fast. We're almost out. Love you guys. Talk fast.
NNCIL.org. My name is Deb, and it would be deb@nncil.org.
Welcome. Okay, so time out. We'll see you next week. About Town Deb, City Talk.
One in 3 adults in America have pre-diabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's